Hello everybody, this is Astocky here and welcome back to an update. No, just kidding. This is going to be a full Let's Play video. Hopefully you'll notice there that Better Than Wolves is now updated to 4.54. That's really going to make no difference at all to me. So yeah, I just thought I'd get that out there to start with. The first thing I'm going to do this episode is I am going to harvest my sugarcane and then show you about the reason why sugarcane farms are awesome. Okay, so we have lots of sugarcane now. Basically, if you place 4 pieces of sugarcane together, you get this thing called wicker. And I'm going to make 4 of them by the looks of things, and basically what they do is, we'll come over here. You can see that I have already placed 2 of them down, but basically what you do is you just place your wicker on the end of another block like that, and what it does is it acts as a barricade that stops items going through and then makes them fall directly down. So if I take this sugarcane and I throw it in a way that would have normally landed on the block on the other side, now it falls down, hits the water, and the water pushes it down and it ends up at the end where I want it. That's going to be really useful because I intend now to grab some pistons and hopefully, if everything goes well, make a semi-automatic hemp harvesting farm. So you guys have all seen how to make pistons, so I made 13. I think I'm going to need 14 though. Let's go place the pistons and then we'll find out. Actually, before we even start doing that, let's check on the food that I put in the update video. Yep, there we go, that's all cooked. Now the reason for that is I want to make something, and I'll grab my craft guide out. Let's go for, where's redstone? Okay, so I'm going to start with making, where are they? There we are, we want to make some filaments. So we need hemp, redstone and glowstone. I'm going to make 7 of these I think. So I'm going to need, actually let's just make 8 because you never know how many you're going to need. 8, and that means I'm going to need 8 pieces of hemp, which is going to substantially set back my process here, but that's okay. And now we've got all the food out, we'll throw the glowstone, redstone and hemp in, and you'll see that this will now start to make elements. Filaments, not elements. Elements are something that I'll be using later on. So sugarcane, so I have heaps of sugarcane here, so I'm going to continue my process of making wicker because I'm sure I'm going to need more. And I've got those pistons. Yep, I'll let them do their thing. Now the way that flax works is it only grows in sunlight, but so yeah, torches don't really help it grow at all, but there is another thing that you can use to help it grow, and that's called a light block. It's kind of like, you know, a normal sort of block that you would get. Hoping that this will work. Perfect. Dang it. There we go. Beautiful. So yeah, it's kind of like, you know, the redstone block that you get that you can make in vanilla now by using a block of glowstone and some other stuff, but it's not exactly the same. Personally, I like the fact that you have to make the element and you're not wasting, you know, a whole block of glowstone, because if you wanted a light, a block of glowstone is a light and you don't have to do anything else. So I mean, a little less decorative, but yeah, so you need either direct sunlight or you need one of these light blocks above them, and I've just realized that I'm not going to have anywhere near enough because I'm actually going to need 14 of them because I've got to have light blocks on both sides. So I need another 6, which means I'm probably going to need some more. Probably going to need some more glowstone soon. Can I shut my door? Jeez, born in a tent. Okay, so now we need to make a light block. So let's, what uses a filament? So we need glass panes and a piece of redstone to make a light block. I have 8 pieces of glass, which is not going to be enough. So, grab my smooth stone out. For now anyway, at least I can make a couple. So place that there, put the filament in the middle, redstone at the bottom, and that will give me 4 light blocks. Now the way these work, pretty straightforward. You basically place them where you want them to go. And they have to be directly 2 blocks above the ground, which makes them here. So you can see them lighting up beautifully. The next thing you have to do is you have to give them a redstone signal, or give the block next to them a redstone signal. So that should provide the signal that I want. I'm just going to run this to here. And how do I have no sticks? It's probably part of my inventory sorting that I've been doing, trying to keep things neat. Ridiculousness. Okay, no sticks there either, which is where sticks go. I'm sure I'm going to need more later, so run back up. I'm regretting building it so close to the steps. So now redstone torch, bam, light blocks are on. Now what that will do is that will actually allow me to not place my piston. Okay. Thankfully though, you can get light blocks back. Yeah. Take 2. Apparently the torch is lighting the block above it, not the block. There we go. So now that is now extra well lit up, and now what I need to do is work out how I'm going to power these pistons. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to run redstone around with a repeater, and that should work, and then I'll just attach a button to it. In fact, let's test this out and make sure this is going to work. And let's learn how to make a repeater. Because I don't even remember the last time I had to make a real repeater without using any eye. Oh, look at that, there we go. Redstone repeater. So we need 3 smooth stone, redstone and 2 torches. Luckily I have all of that stuff. So we want 2 torches, 3 smooth stone and a piece of redstone. And I want to make a button as well. Now I'm not aiming for prizes for neatness here. I am going to do some kind of containment job on it. Not entirely sure how yet. But for now anyway, just going to put a block there. Stick a button on it, which I can't see, so I'm going to get a cobblestone block here. And put a button. There we go. That's nice and visible. Now with everything being equal, this should now work. So let's hit the button and see what happens. Okay, totally not cool. Okay, so it powered all the pistons, but the pistons did not fire. That can stay there. I'm gonna go, not gonna break any more stone now. I know what my issue is. My issue is that I'm not good with redstone, and no amount of breaking smooth stone is going to fix that. So where are our light blocks? I'm sure I'm going to need to cook more sand up. So just, where'd the sand go? I just shift clicked twice and both my sand disappeared. Nope, it didn't. I'm just not paying attention. Let's try paying attention. Okay, so 4 more filaments, some more redstone. Got enough for a couple more. Let's see how we're going over here. Don't think I've got enough for 6 more though. Nope, so I still need 4 more panes. There we go, perfect. Want to try and get this all done as quickly as I can. Now I also need to make 1 more piston, so it could have easily been that I planned it to be like that, so I could show you guys me making a piston, but I can't imagine why we want to show you guys me making a piston. I'm sure you've seen pistons thousands of times. It's a plural. Anyway, it was a good way to burn some redstone, and I can feel safe coming out here at night now, knowing that not much is going to want to kill me. Okay, perfect. So we've got our light block, light blocks. Come over here. Perfect, look at that. That is going to be hemp growing like crazy. Now let's run the cobblestone all the way along here. I thought that running it on that lower level would work, but turns out, like I said, not yet redstone competent. So, and I think I'm going to be short redstone. Of course I'm going to be short redstone. Why would you do it any other way? Oh, I'm hungry as. What I thought was going to be a really well planned episode here has turned out to be crud. But I have lots of redstone. Steak. Okay, embarrassing. Okay. And didn't close the door again. I don't like the fact that redstone is really easy to wash away with water and things like that, but I also can't move source blocks, so it's not going to make that much difference to me, I don't think. So now we hit the button. What is going on? Why are you not being pistons? Okay, let's put the block there. Let's put the button on the block just there. See if that works. Much better. Now what should happen is all the hemp and all the seeds now should float down here. So, collected 8 seeds and 14 hemp. And now we just wait a little while and they will grow again. And ideally by putting some glass there, that will stop it from falling on these blocks in front of me. Although falling on the blocks in front of me really doesn't matter that much. But that's pretty much my semi-automatic hemp farm. So that's going to mean I can just come back every now and then and go, boom, and then I'm good to go. More hemp. Now, something I didn't show in the update video that I have been working on off camera as well is down here we have dogs. Dogs sitting on perches. You might say, well, why are dogs sitting on perches? to gather poop. See now, those dogs are both fed. Now this dog here just was being annoying and he fell off his perch. Come on doggy, come on. Come on. Where'd you go? No seriously, where'd you go? What are you Okay, sit. Good boy. Now. No, don't fall off. Nope, nope, don't fall off. Stay. Perfect. Now. Eat. Don't move. Basically what this setup is going to do is once I break this block just here, I'll show you how this works in a second. Water will run down and then run to the next one and then run down and then run to the next one and then run down and then run all the way down here and come to right where I'm waiting. And the purpose of that is now when these dogs poop, it's going to get collected for me. Now, dogs poop best in the dark, so gonna put them in the dark and seal them in their happy little world. And I should get a bunch of torches and cobble come out down this way. In the event that I don't, that means I've botched something up. So I'm going to continue this along, and you can see I've had to step it down each way because there are no water source blocks. That means there is no ability to transport water and set things up more conveniently, so you have to get creative. So you can see basically what I've done here is I have taken a source block from where my old farm used to be and channeled the water down. The water comes down this way. That feeds my mill. That feeds where my saw is going to be. Then it comes down here, goes off down this way, turns back the other direction, and goes in the direction it needs to get to the dog farms. Swimming against the current. But the basic idea of that is that it will do exactly what I'm hoping it will do. And it will give me the water flow that I need to move all of my items around. Now, granted, you know, it's a bit of a pain not being able to move source blocks. Much better. But I think that's part of the fun of the challenge of this mod, is, you know, having to be creative with the way you do different things. So look at that, light blocks shining like crazy. How's our hemp going? Look at that, some has grown already. And you know, I have proven that I am a redstone incompetent still. Now the dogs take around about 5 minutes to poop, and you have to feed them afterwards. So in the next episode I'm going to need more string. I'm planning on making some dispensers and planning on feeding them via a dispenser. So I push a button and, you know, food pops down. But I will get to that when I get an automatic collection system. Yeah, these guys here, I will bring them all inside as well and put them in similar little happy areas, because I want to, you know, have the absolute maximum poop that I can have. What are we doing here? Glowstone, redstone. Just making sure I've shut my door again before someone comes in and hurts me. Now, the next thing that I'm going to need to make is I'm going to need to make axles. So I'm going to use hemp fibers to make rope, and then use rope to make axles. Now I'm going to need a lot of axles, which is why I had a lot of hemp fibers. It's turned out to be not as good as I was originally thinking, because of the fact that I botched it and had to use a whole lot of them to make the elements. But clearly, the more you get, the better off you are. So that's going to make me 23 axles, assuming I have enough wood, which I don't. But I have lots of jungle wood planks, and together we'll be fine. Okay, so 23 axles. Now the way axles work is you place them down and they take power from a gearbox to whatever machine you drive it into. And if you right click on them with a bare fist, they move around, which is cool. Gearboxes. So I'm now going to need gearboxes and axles. And it's time to start this thing working. Now the easiest way to do these is from kind of back to front. So start where you want the power to go, and then kind of work your way back from there. So that's where my millstone is going to go. So let's back our way back out of this. So I totally forgot my millstone. Actually, I'm going to grab my saw blade as well, because I have lots of hemp, but I don't want to grind it by hand anymore. So we're now going to break that. Break that. Great, just broke my pick. That's fantastic. Just what I wanted. Just in case I get lucky and I do have enough. Windmill. I'm not sure if 23 axles is going to be enough. I totally didn't count when I should have. But in the event that it's not, I'll put the millstone back together and fix it. Okay. Once again, up the top. Okay, so millstone. Bam. So now it's going to need power. So you can see on the face of it, it has the hole with the 4 little arrows. That becomes important later. 1, 2, 3. And then we place a gearbox. And the reason for that is the gearbox will only accept power on the input face. It won't accept power in any other position. So if I put the gearbox like this, my next axle is going to go just here. The problem with that is, when I right click, you can see it's attached to the gearbox, but it's an output shaft. This is the input shaft. So that's when the right click happens, and now power is going to come this way, and then get filtered down, and then go into my milling machine. So yeah, partially what I want, but not totally what I want. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go for me. So, rather than falling and killing myself and showing you guys what hardcore spawn is about, which I do intend to do later, but, well, it's not something you ever intend to do, but it's something that very often happens to you whether you intend to do it or not. So lots of jungle wood, lots of sticks. Don't know how many blocks of ladders I'm going to need. I'm sure it's not this many. Yeah, a stack of ladders is just going to be crazy. But I'm always going to need sticks, so stick, sticks. Okay, I know we're, over 20 minutes in the video and I haven't made a windmill yet, but I'm so close, I can feel it. How's my hemp going? I just want to push the button. It looks like it's almost grown. Push the button! Yeah, some of it got a little stuck, which is totally not cool. And I can't get in to get it, so it's just going to have to live there. And I'm going to have to deal with that inefficiency. But for now anyway, we have gearbox. 1, 2, 3 axles. Another gearbox. Ooh. That's going to happen every time. I'm not going to enjoy this. That was only a small fall. Yep, that's the path I gave myself. Okay. Okay. Now, gravel. Do not wish to have gravel falling on my head anymore. So 1, 2, 3. Gearbox. 1, 2, 3. Gearbox. I might make it. I might actually make it. 1, 2, 3. Now once again, you have to place the gearbox at the top. So you have to place the gearbox at the top. Okay, gearbox, try again. There we go. So there's the input face. And I have no pick. Oh wait, always carry a spare pick. Perfect. I want those ladders, but I don't really need them. But I can get them. Perfect. Okay. So now, there we go. So now we need to place an axle here. I might need to knock this out and then lean out a bit over the top of it, because you need to put an axle in the front. And I think I need a second axle. Okay. Clearly not working for me the way I had intended, so hopefully that's the right spot. I'm going to get all this stuff back later, I'm sure of it. Okay. Got to right click with a bare hand, not with an axle. There we go. Now, the moment of truth. Perfect. So you can see now we have particle effects, which means we have mechanical power. So you follow that down, you can see it's going through all the gearboxes. It's going to here, and hear that noise? That is the sound of a millstone milling. So I put my hemp in there. With its continuous mechanical power, it will mill and mill and mill and mill and mill, and pop! Out comes some hemp fibers. So now that I've got 8 lots of hemp fibers, I'm going to stop that. Now the reason this gets really complicated now is because you actually need to turn the windmill off whenever you have a storm. Whenever you have rain or a storm, the windmill will produce too much power, and all of that power will actually serve to break your system. And we don't want to break anything, so we need a piece of cobble to make a lever, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to need redstone, so I'm going to grab some just in case. Don't need a hand crank or a gearbox or an axle for now. So basically what I'm going to have to do, and it's really unfortunate, is anytime I'm finished with the grinding, I'm going to have to need planks. Yeah, anytime I'm now finished with the grinding, I'm going to have to head upstairs and manually turn this off at the moment until I can connect it up. And the reason for that is because, like I said, these get really damaged in storms, and it's really a pain in the backside to have to come up and fix it every time. So what I'm hoping is that if I power that block, the particle effects should stop. But they did not. Okay, so take 2 on that, redstone, lever. Okay, that didn't work because the lever was facing the wrong way. There we go. Particle effect stopped. windmill turned off. Flick the lever, start back up again, good to go. So certainly until I get this automated, which is just going to be a big long system of redstone to run a switch from here all the way up to the top, that's kind of going to be what I'm going to be doing. But I'm going to let that run and do some hemp while I check on my dogs. So what should happen is there should be some poop down here. Okay. Okay. There's poop in here. Poop is good. Good dog. Have a steak. Which one's the door? Yep, perfect. You haven't pooped yet. But I love you, so that's not going to stop me feeding you steak. And this one just here. You also do not appear to have pooped. But you know I love you, so have some steak. Now I have to work out what I did to that water flow. It's not there either. Okay, so clearly me placing that block has done something to the water flow that stopped it. Okay, so it's now all diverting this way. I think I've seen this happen before. It's like a weird block update sort of thing. It's almost like the path the water's flowing now has to be a block shorter. Oh, come on, seriously. Swim, little legs! So now water's flowing both ways. Then we want to... Come on. Come on. Same there. Swimming against the current now. That noise is really annoying. Hope it's not as loud for you guys as it is for me. Okay, so we've got water flow there now. Okay. Clearly something, me, messed all the water flow up. What was that? Ah, hemp. Lots of hemp. Okay. How's it going? Yep, it's doing its thing. Just in case it is as loud for you guys as it is for me. Let's just turn it down a little bit. Now, do we have water flow down here? Yes, we do. There's no poop in the water flow, which means they're still not being good dogs, but there's water flow. So I think, actually no, there's one more thing I wanted to show. So let's get the hemp back out, and let's break this block. It's being quite typical of a Minecraft device, and it is not going anywhere near where I wanted to go. Okay, so here we have a saw. And if we take our oak wood logs and you place them in front of the saw, boom, cut. Now, if I walk into the saw, which is difficult to do with the way the water's set up, I can't actually do it because I'm too high, never mind. But basically you can see I've currently got 24 planks. I put another 4 pieces of wood in. I will now have an extra 16 planks. So I should now have 40. There we go. So I've got 40 planks. So it does exactly what a crafting table does, except you also get sawdust. The next thing that you can do is place planks. But not that fast. That's just crazy fast. Don't be silly. And I will show you in a second what this does. It takes the planks and it cuts them in half and turns them into sidings. Now the reason I need sidings, and this is where this is going to get good, moldings, not what we need, sidings, haha, here we go. So now with 2 sidings, a pressure plate, 2 gears and a molding, you can make a thing called a hopper. And you might ask, well, what's a hopper? Well, a hopper just happens to be the most fantastic device ever. It's a device that will catch whatever falls into it and store it in its inventory. It has a whole lot of other really cool features too that I'm not going to get into just yet, but know that hoppers are awesome, so I'm going to make a lot of them. Lots of them. Again, you can cut them in half again. And you cut them in half again, and you get these little corner pieces called moldings. And these are also decorative blocks as well. So if I take my poo out of my hand and right click, you can see that it kind of can lay in any of the kind of positions. And it's mainly a decorative block in that form, but it can be used in a lot of recipes where normally you would require It can be used in a lot of recipes where normally you would require something else. Say for example you would require, instead of like an oak wood plank, in a lot of cases you can now use an oak wood molding instead for things like ladders and stairs and things like that. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully it remembers where I was. Good. All I need is corners. So you place the moldings in front, and again it will cut them in half, and when it cuts them in half you get corners. And corners are brilliant, not just because you get 8 per plank, which is cool, but also you put them in, bam, you can make gears. That did not sound good. Oh no, is that rain I hear? Ah no, that's rain. Well, you guys are going to see firsthand what happens when it rains. We have overdriven our system here, and it has shattered. Our gearbox has smashed and spat out some sawdust, some gears, and some little chunks of wood. So, turns out I couldn't hear the rain over the noise of the machine, so that's bad. Because yeah, broken gearbox, not cool. But now I have lots of gears and I can make the hoppers and things anyway, so that's at least going to be a start. And then, what's a pressure plate? So I can use 2 sidings now to make a pressure plate, which is basically much more efficient than if you were to do it some other way, using planks for example, because each siding is half a plank, so you're basically saving half the wood. So now let's take those sidings, take those gears, take those moldings, take those pressure plates, and we'll make ourselves 4 hoppers. I'll deal with the rest of this at a later time, and certainly I'm going to wrap this episode up really quickly now. Certainly off camera I'm going to do a bunch more things to work on this, but for now anyway. Can't believe I broke an axle. Can't believe I destroyed a gearbox already. Now I can place this just here, and I can put my cobblestone back. I put the stairs in there because that just seemed a lot easier. I actually meant for that to be a cobblestone slab, so it's only half height. That's okay. This was kind of all at the moment just so I could get myself down here. So again, that's going to be a half slab. In fact, let's take that off for now and just leave it as a full slab. So nothing there yet, clearly because I haven't actually done anything, but let's say I just made a bunch of sidings. Stop glumping together. So let's just say I made a bunch of these. Oh, look at that, I made a heap of them, and oh wow, I made a special machine that made a lot of cobblestone. You wait, you watch it all come down, and then it disappears. Well, where did it go? Well, clearly it's now in the hopper. So that is like an automatic catching inventory that you can use to do lots of good things and make lots of things easier. So we'll do the same thing here. If we place our hopper, now it's going to catch dog poop, meat, anything else that kind of needs to, it's going to catch it. So that is definitely the end of this episode, and once it stops raining I'm going to fix my gearbox back up and then probably look at doing something else. Might make some more hemp first, because what I really want to do is I really want to... Did I see something sizzle? Thought I heard a sizzle. Nope. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I really want to do something with my saw so that I have a permanent setup of millstone that side, saw on that side. But yeah, that'll have to wait till next episode, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm just starting to really get to the good bit now where you can start to automate things and do some really fun stuff now that I've got hoppers. So again, thanks for watching. Astocky out.